Hello, it's Angie Rice, and today I'm here with Lindsay Graff from Preferred Hotels and Resorts. Thank you for being part of our community. We're here to inspire you to travel. Some of us are traveling, and I can attest to that because Janet, the co-founder of Boutique Travel Advisors, is actually headed to Telluride for a ski trip with her family. And we've got lots of other travelers to different places from Mexico to South Carolina. We have a group in Florida. So traveling is happening. And we're being very precautious, and there's ways to travel where you can stay safely, and our hotel partners, including those that are part of the collection of Preferred Hotels and Resorts, are doing everything we can to accommodate travel and to make sure that your travel is not compromised due to the events that we've all been experiencing this past year. Lindsay's here, and some of my favorite hotels are part of the Preferred Hotels and Resorts collection. And what I love about the hotels under Lindsay's collection is that they're boutique properties around the world. These are vetted properties. These are properties that really focus on creating unique experiences for travelers. And Lindsay will get into explaining, really what it takes to become a Preferred Hotels and Resorts property. And it's really, I love working with Lindsay. It gives us the opportunity. We have thousands of hotel partners around the world, and many of them are part of the Preferred Hotels and Resorts collection. And it really allows us to cater a VIP experience for our clients. We can create opportunities for you to receive amenities and upgrades, and Lindsay will talk more about that. So welcome, Lindsay.
Oh, thank you so much, Angie, for that very lovely introduction. And thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your stream here. I'm delighted to be here representing Preferred Hotels and Resorts and showcasing some of our fabulous destinations and properties around the world.
Yes, it's amazing. And you have, if people aren't traveling outside of the country right now, what's amazing is that you have some of the best properties under your umbrella domestically as well.
We do indeed. We have quite a collection, over 700 hotels worldwide, but actually our strongest is right here in North America. So a lot to offer from the West Coast to the East Coast and all in between as well.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and add this wonderful presentation that Lindsay prepared. And I love having visuals. I think everyone will agree when you see visuals of destinations as well as property, it really inspires you to want to travel.
Indeed. I know. I love this too. It's just a beautiful, array of colors and destinations, and definitely inspires us all to get out and see and taste and explore and experience. So really looking forward to the opportunity when we can get further away, but until then, as you mentioned, we have a lot of great things just here domestically that you can take advantage of, and many really in your backyard that a lot of times people don't even consider because they are so focused on the far travel, and they don't always take advantage of what's really right there in their backyard.
Absolutely. And I want to share with everyone watching that how you and I met. We actually met at the Grand Velas in Riviera Maya, where we were doing a site inspection. It's such a wonderful partner hotel of yours. And it's always nice when we get to meet in person, but it's also nice to be able to hop on a Zoom and to be able to present today and share with those that are watching and those that will be watching in the replay some amazing properties. And in the comments, anyone who has stayed at any of the hotels that we preview. We're not going to obviously be able to preview all of the properties. There's just way too many, but we're going to focus on a couple today. And if you've stayed at any of the hotels, please comment and share your experience at that property.
Yes, absolutely. Love to hear about it. So I'll just kind of give a quick overview mentioning, our location and what we call our global brand presence here within Preferred Hotels and Resorts. And just to back up, Preferred Hotels and Resorts is a collection of independent hotels. So you won't find a big name brand behind our properties. As Angie mentioned, we are more boutique, and that why a property would actually join Preferred Hotels and Resorts is to get better global reach in terms of marketing and distribution, sales, obviously, and really be able to showcase their property around the globe without having that major hard brand behind it, such as a Marriott or a Hyatt or Four Seasons or something along those lines. We have roughly 700 hotels currently in our portfolio, and this map just gives a great breakdown of where they are concentrated. As I mentioned, we still have the strongest here in North America with around 275 hotels. The second would be in Europe, followed by Asia and Middle East, and then South America and Central America is a growing area for us. Of course, we're always looking to expand and grow, but we are also, as Angie mentioned, very vetted in our process of adding properties into our portfolio, and there is quite a criteria that goes through that in terms of really being audited. They are annually mystery shopped. We do audits in regards to anything that is put on an online format, whether it's a TripAdvisor comment or any other type of commentary. All of that is being looked at on a daily basis, and those are all part of the ways that we really vet all of our properties and ensure that they are still upholding to the quality assurance that we are looking for. So let's see here. Another great thing that really is unique about Preferred Hotels and Resorts versus other independent hotel brands you might be familiar with, such as small luxury hotels or leading hotels of the world. We are a larger independent hotel brand, and we are actually the largest in the world. And by doing that, we have broken up our hotels into what we call different collections. And that really helps define the services and amenities of each of our properties, where we certainly focus primarily on the luxury collection that we work with in the boutique travel advisors, and that also would be our Legend and our LVX collections. But we do also offer what we call our lifestyle properties and connect properties, which may just not be as much of the full services and amenities that you'd be looking for on your holiday or vacations. And then we also have a collection called Preferred Residences, and this of course has been incredibly popular this past year and even before, but certainly this last year as people are looking for ways to travel with their families, with their loved ones, and be in more of a refined accommodation that would allow them to have full services, amenities, kitchens, laundry facilities, and so forth. So we actually have a good amount of our properties are part of the residence collection, and allows you to utilize the services and resort amenities of the hotel, but have their own individual accommodation that they can fully just stay, there as well. So we can take a little deeper dive into some of the collections and maybe give some examples of the properties, and then Angie can jump in whenever she wants to comment on any of them as well. So starting off, Legend is really that top-tiered collection that we have. This is going to be a type of property you can go and essentially make a vacation out of. You can stay there. It is fully encompassed. It has several outlets, spa facility, several activities, typically a kids program for families. And as I mentioned, really something that you could just go as a destination in itself. Of course, they are typically in great destinations that you can get out and explore more. So the Grand Velas property where Angie and I met, this is a Legend collection. It encompasses all different types of travel for families or couples, individuals, who your girls' getaways, but offers a full services amenities for the travel. So we have some great properties, of course, as mentioned here and in North America, the Nazook. This is located in Cancun in the Riviera Maya. Beautiful property, really giving almost pretty much a 360-degree view of the ocean. We have the Upper House, which is in Hong Kong, the Alpina Gestad in Switzerland. Another absolute favorite, and I know it's something that's on the bucket list and much dreamed of for many of us to get to.
Absolutely. Look at how gorgeous. And Switzerland, if you haven't been there, I mean, there isn't a place you could walk or turn in Switzerland without some spectacular view.
Yes, absolutely. I know hiking is just incredible. It is really definitely a summer destination just as much as it is a winter destination because of all of the Alps. So provide great hiking, and then also, of course, skiing in the winter and a lot of other great sport activities. But where it's also located in Europe, being so central, it's a great kind of a stopping ground in order to get off to go visit France, to visit Italy, northern Italy especially, and some of the surrounding countries as well. Speaking of Europe, we have the Dromalon Castle in Ireland. We actually have quite a few properties throughout Ireland. that really can be all paired up to make a wonderful itinerary. And Angie and her team, this would be a perfect, way for them to help assist you in putting together those travel plans and pairing up the right destination and the routes and how to get to from each of them. Of course, it is drivable if you wanted to drive on your own, but of course, there's a lot of great car services and transportation companies that she works with that our hotels can connect her with as well in order to make a beautiful itinerary throughout Ireland. The Montage Collection as an entirety is part of Preferred Hotels and Resorts. And this is a brand that has really grown in the last year and will continue to into next year. So those who are familiar with Montage, where that is a brand, it still is a boutique brand that's not, and certainly large enough to be just a standalone brand on itself. And so they still will utilize Preferred to help assist again with that global reach. Shutters on the Beach, I'm sure if you're familiar with the Southern California and Santa Monica, Shutters on the Beach, as well as Casa del Mar. These are very, very iconic properties in the LA region, and particularly on the beach, and both are part of the Preferred Collection.
I had the opportunity to stay at the Drumlin Castle a few years ago. It's amazing. The service is incredible. And if you travel to Ireland, you may not be able to stay at a castle your entire stay, but you have to at least fit an opportunity. I know you have the K Club as part of your collection as well. So whether it's in Dublin or more on the west side of the country, you definitely have to look to stay a couple of nights at one of these luxurious castles that are part of the collection.
100%. And we just have recently added the Kilkea Castle as well. So we do have some great options. And as you mentioned, for that castle stay, I mean, that's certainly a bucket list, I think, for everybody to feel like a princess or a prince for a day and be able to stay in a castle and have that whole experience. And I'm sure for adults as well as young ones. So now moving on, another one of our luxury collections is called LVX. And what differentiates the LVX versus a Legend collection would just be that it might not have quite the full amount of outlets, for example, or quite the largeness of a Legend property in terms of the services and amenities. There are still luxury, but they a lot of times might be located in more of a bustling area that's not going to be as expansive in terms of acreage to be able to offer as many activities, children's clubs, and so forth. But again, it's still very well could. It just depends on the type of property, but it's just going to be scaled back just slightly. So some great examples we have within the LVX. Our Anwa, this is, of course, in Peru, a great opportunity to get up and see the Machu Picchu and that entire area. We have two properties located in that area, one that is going to be close to Machu Picchu and then one in more of the city center. So it is, again, a great combination to be able to add both of these in. Here domestically, a great option right in the central area of our country, we have the Peabody in Memphis, a beautiful historic property. You can see the ducks on the red carpet here, and that is something that's very iconic for the property. They have a lot of fun signature items are focused around the ducks, and the property encompasses a lot of ponds for that have basically the ducks have created a home here. It's a great way to also get out to Graceland if you wanted to visit Elvis and be part of that whole musical scene. So that's a great local place that you could visit right now and take advantage of. And then we have the Villa Marina Capri, of course, beautiful European escape that, again, is spectacular views of the ocean there and the sea. So, all right. More in our international destinations, we have the Ula Hotel in Barcelona. And Angie, have you visited this one? You had
I have not stayed at that property. I've been to Barcelona quite a few times, but I have not stayed at that property. I do know of clients who have stayed there and said it's absolutely wonderful, that the rooftop is just an experience in and of itself.
Yes, that's what I have heard. I have personally not visited Barcelona yet, but I hear that exactly that the rooftop is definitely the iconic piece of this property because you have that spectacular city center views. Moving over to Japan, we have the Park Tower Tokyo. We actually have probably, I want to say, roughly 15 to 20 hotels within Tokyo, Japan itself. So a lot to offer there. I know we just had a discussion with our global sales team on Monday in regards to the upcoming Olympics and what's happening. It sounds like it is moving forward, but the biggest question is really if they will allow spectators or not, as a minimal allowance or not. But regardless of the Olympics, I think that Japan, again, is a destination that is a must see and do sometime in your lifetime. It is very special and unique, and we have a lot to offer there. So certainly ones that you can get out and explore.
And you think of all of these major metropolitan cities across the globe, and even when you're looking for a hotel in New York, Chicago, there is so many options to choose from that when we look at the options that are available through our signature network, through our partners like Preferred Hotels and Resorts, it really allows us to not only narrow down which properties are truly vetted, but it also allows us to really understand which properties are best for your trip. And sometimes it's based on what do you want to accomplish in a trip. You know, there's times where I've preferred to stay in Midtown in New York versus times where I want to be a little bit closer, you know, to the theater district. If I'm only there for a night or two, you don't want all that drive time. So location is so important, but in addition to location, you really have to consider, what is this trip designed for? Is this a quick overnight where I want to be as close to the sites as possible? Or is this going to be retreat where I am going to have a little bit of downtime? Or maybe you're arriving late where sleep is really, really important. So you want to be in a location where it's known for being a little bit more quiet in the urban city type areas. So we really, through our partnership with Lindsay, we can really identify which properties to choose for you amongst the many options that are available. And I think for domestic, I think it's going to be important to recognize that more so than ever, as it relates to our travel in the coming month, is demand is going to be really, really high for domestic travel, and really understanding the protocols of one resort versus another is something else you're going to want to take into consideration.
100%. And I think that a lot of times maybe people consider the use of a travel advisor for those big bucket list trips that they need some more hand holding through, I would say, you know, because it's a little bit unknown territory. But where I don't think that the missed opportunity is really utilizing your travel advisor for the domestic, because just as much as those big trips, your travel advisor can assist with giving all those great upgrades and all those little in the know, as you mentioned in Manhattan. You know, visiting Chelsea Market and that area is completely different than Midtown. And a lot of times people don't understand when New York City, the vastness of it, even though it is actually quite small in geographic terms, what it has to offer is completely different. And based on what you're looking for in terms of your travel, completely vary where you want to stay location wise. So
totally agree.
Yeah, last I
wanted to share with our viewers real quickly, Lindsay, some recent experiences. You've mentioned Montage, and the fact that you represent all of those properties, I think it's fair to share that just the value of the partnerships that we have with our hotels, and the more guests that we send to different properties, the more they recognize the value of our relationship. And I'll give you a perfect example. I had a client who booked a Montage property. They were traveling with other travelers. We were talking about their trip, and she said, you know, would you like to book this? Not knowing if it was something I, you know, was even willing or able to do. And of course I said, yes, we book domestic. We have hotel partners in the US. And she received an upgrade of her room category valued at $400. They were staying 5 nights. That's $2,000 in upgrade. We had another client staying at a different Montage property, and she had self-booked it and then realized, wait, maybe I should have booked this with Boutique Travel Advisors. She had contacted us, shared that with us. We connected with our business development manager at the property, and the rate was just as competitive, but being booked through our agency allowed her to receive, you know, free breakfast daily, as well as a food and beverage credit. And again, it's really hard to VIP yourself, but when you have somebody working behind the scenes and there's these pre-existing relationships in place, it really does add a lot of value to your experience.
100%, and the relationship goes so far. So we at Preferred have now vetted a wonderful relationship with Angie and her team at Boutique Travel Advisors. So when she sends me a reservation booking at any of our 700 hotels worldwide, that, let's say it is the Prince Park Hotel in Tokyo, they may not necessarily know of Boutique Travel Advisors located here in, Phoenix, Arizona. It's quite a distance for them. It's difficult to know all different travel advisor companies and partnerships and so forth. But by working with myself, I can then send them a notice saying, please VIP these upcoming clients at their stay, extend all upgrades and a wonderful amenity, beautiful view, whatever it may be that is really going to enhance that experience, that stay. That property is then going to offer those extra amenities based on the relationship that I have established between Angie and Boutique Travel Advisors and Preferred Hotels and Resorts and all of our properties within our collection. So it is a wonderful relationship. And truthfully, as an individual, as Angie mentioned, you wouldn't be able to get those wonderful extra perks by just booking, typically direct online or through an online system such as Expedia or one of the online platforms, because that in that sense you're kind of just another guest arriving. Not that they don't want to take care of all of their guests, but it's just not quite to the level of additional services and amenities that could be offered by booking with the travel advisor.
Yeah, and it's that economies of scale. I mean, most people aren't, unless you're traveling for business or you have family, or there is quite a few of us will travel to Italy again and again. There are those favorite countries, yes, of course. But at the same time, these hoteliers know that this might be your once in a lifetime trip to Japan, versus through our relationships, we are referring clients over and over again, and we're establishing relationships at particular properties or within brands and collections that they want that repeat business, and they know they're going to receive that through a relationship with a preferred supplier and a preferred travel advisory relationship.
100%, yes. So I just want to touch briefly on the last collection I mentioned, the preferred residences, just because I think this is such an important collection right now, and it has become so incredibly popular. We have a total of 84 hotels worldwide that are part of the preferred residences, so quite a plethora to choose from. And a lot of these properties encompass a residence portion within their property. So they would have villas located within their resort, or larger accommodations that will still allow them to utilize all of the services and amenities of the property. But again, like I mentioned, they have a little more privacy and exclusivity. So here's a couple of examples. Again, going back to the Montage, we mentioned them. They are actually completely part of our residence collection, because all of their Montage properties have a specific residence component. So whether it's Laguna Beach or Los Cabos has over 50 residences actually. So even all the new properties coming on board within Montage will also have a residential component. We have the 26 Sunset, which is in the Cape in South Africa, Cape Town, and the residence is just located down here in Los Cabos. So that's a great, easy get to for you to jump on a plane, hop over the border to Los Cabos, and you have these beautiful, again, residential accommodations that maybe make you feel a little bit more safe and secure. We already talked about the K Club, so that was a great option. Example in Ireland that also offers the residences, and like Alpina Gustan. Finca Courtesan, this is a beautiful resort located in Marbella, Spain. So in the south of Spain, a wonderful property to go. And again, add in some great coastal towns, very unique, very lush, green, a lot of beautiful both sea and land experiences to have. So kind of going into some of our newer properties that we've got coming up on board within Preferred, meaning that they're new to us as our collection or they're brand new builds. So the Drayton Hotel is actually a property located in Savannah. Another great option to visit locally and take advantage of some of the stays that you can enjoy. The Drayton Savannah would be a great add-on with Charleston, South Carolina, and we have a lot of great properties throughout South Carolina. The Montage Palmetto Bluff, I know, has previously been on board with you, and we have 2 in Charleston, in addition to, of course, the Kiowa Sanctuary Island. So a lot of great ones. Again, you can all pair together and create a beautiful itinerary. And more kind of a local, we've got the Biltmore in Coral Gables, Florida. So Florida is a very busy market right now. It is certainly the season to be enjoying some of that warmer weather in the coast. And we have a lot of great properties all the way down through the Keys into Miami area, and even up further north into Palm Beach and so forth. So definitely want to reach out to Angie and get some more suggestions on some of our Florida properties.
Let me ask you, Lindsay, because I've had this come up, and obviously it varies from property to property, but what are the maximum occupancy levels that your partner hotels are setting for this time right now?
Oh, that's a great question. It really depends on the region, to be honest. We have certain, it's all government, of course, regulated in regards to COVID and what they are being allowed. Some, there's not a regulation, and therefore they are opened up more so, whereas some are very specific. Going back to Cabo, that is, they are only allowed a 40% occupancy right now. And that's not even just within the hotels, that's within all of the cruises and excursions, the restaurants, transportation, any of that sort. So this is where, again, it's useful to utilize Angie and Boutique Travel Advisors and her team, because they have that knowledge. They are going to be an expert and be able to, not only with myself on the hotel side, they have partnerships with all of the different tour companies and, transportation companies and all these destinations to really understand the specific guidelines and protocols and what is needed in terms of testing, what is available in terms of dining, spa activities, and so forth. So definitely want to, again, utilize her and her service and her team's services to book travel, now more than ever, but always, but again, now more than ever.
Thank you, Lindsay. I've been to the Biltmore. I haven't stayed there, but I have toured it.
Oh,
it's a beautiful, nostalgic property.
It is very nostalgic.
A lot of old school charm.
Definitely a lot of old world charm. So another really fun area domestically here that has grown is the Finger Lake region of New York. We have actually added 3 different properties this year. The Saranac Lodge is one of them, as showcased here, but we also have the Lake House in Canandaigua, a brand new build that just opened up in this last August. Beautiful, wonderful location right there on the lakes, very quaint, serene feel to it. Of course, you can rent your own boat to get out and enjoy, or you can just sit in an Adirondack chair and take in the views. Really, really beautiful area. And then in addition to that, we have another property called Inns of Aurora that is also new to our collection. And this is one of those residence style. So you can stay in these beautiful little Victorian homes and fully encompass them with your family. I mean, what a great place to go with a multi-generational family trip, for example, and have a whole Victorian home to yourself set in this lush green area on the Finger Lake region of northern New York. That just sounds absolutely serene to me right now, heading into the summer.
Absolutely. And at the same time, it looks just as beautiful in the winter months. It really can be a destination. You just have to have that mindset. Am I looking forward to winter weather, or am I inspired by summer weather? But the scenery is just gorgeous regardless of the time of year.
100%. And Pendry, if you're not familiar, the Pendry brand is actually part of the Montage family. So this is if you were to kind of go back to the Legend versus LVX collections, the Legend is what the Montage brand would be incorporated with, whereas the Pendry would be LVX. Again, Pendry is a very luxurious brand. However, based on their location being more of a city center, typically, they just have not quite as full services and amenities. So we currently have already open the Pendry Sagamore, which is in Baltimore. And then we have the Pendry San Diego. So again, both great destinations to get to and enjoy right now. And then coming soon, actually within this next month, we have the Pendry West Hollywood, which will be opening just here in Southern California. So, and more, we have a Pendry Chicago opening later on this year. We have a Pendry Park City. So definitely want to stay afloat, and Angie will be able to share all the information as all of it starts to all of them start to open up. But a great brand to take into consideration, especially right now for the domestic travel.
And it's great to see these small boutique properties expanding because it gives you the ability to experience consistency, but still feel like you're at a family-run hotel or resort.
100%, exactly. Where all of them are going to give a lot of. So the Montage brand, for example, they have what they call their Merits program. And it's a wonderful children's program where you collect badges based on the activities in that region. So I actually have an example. I was just at the Montage Los Cabos, and where it was early January. So it was the whale migration season. And one of the activities is if you spot a whale, then you get a badge. And I actually have sitting here on my desk that I was a whale spotter, so I have my badge. But it just depends on the location. You know, here at the Montage Healdsburg, located in Northern California in the wine region, one of theirs is archery. So if you complete, the archery course, then you get a badge. And what a great way for children to get out and enjoy nature and really experience what the local destination has to do. But it's also a fun thing for the adults. So it's a great family, again, activity for you to both enjoy. It's pretty funny. I've seen now kids that have created like lanyards, and they have all of their badges. There's like a medal of honor that they're so excited that they have completed all of these.
That's so great. And it probably entices the kids to want to, continue to stay at a Montage.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart branding.
It's all about branding. Exactly. So, yeah, just some more beautiful properties got coming up in Mexico. This Live Aqua is actually in the Dominican Republic. Again, a great area that we can really explore right now in the Caribbean as well as Mexico. So definitely some great chances to take advantage of right now. So just as a useful tool, I wanted to highlight that we partner, we give to our travel partners, so Angie and her team, to really help understand our properties and where they're located, as well as all the useful information. So this is just a tool just to give you an example of how we work together, how our relationship is fostered, and how we are able to continue to educate all of our travel partners on what's happening within Preferred. So just a little example of that, what we call our worldwide hotel listing.
And your roadshow has been very educational. So Lindsay and her team have put together roadshows where we participate in webinars and we get to meet people on property. And we've been able to really been enticed to really, and some of these properties, as much as, we're familiar with the names and lists, it's so nice to be able to put a name with a face and to be able to get, a guided tour, albeit it's virtual right now, but we have the opportunity for our team to travel, and we choose, our partners hotels for our own travel so that we can really experience firsthand what it's like to stay at these amazing properties.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that they are useful educational trainings for you, but we like to have a lot of fun as well. It's in the world of travel, it is all about what our internal ideology with Preferred is called believing in travel. And what that encompasses is so much. It's not just actually physically seeing the destination, but it's the sounds, the smells, the people, the culture, all of that. And so the more education that we can, of course, assist all of our travel partners in learning and understanding about each of these destinations is only going to help you in terms of your experiences and what you're going to get out of it as well. I mean, how many people love that insider knowledge of the cute little cafe that they're supposed to go to, or maybe a local item of clothing that they are supposed to pick up, or something along those lines that really makes it unique, and how unfortunately has at times of it happen where you later hear of a certain place you're supposed to visit or a certain food you're supposed to try, and you've left that destination. I didn't know I was supposed to do that. So again, that's the value of using a travel advisor, because they're going to give you all those little tidbits ahead of time to make sure that you check them off the bucket list before you leave your destination. So we touched on this earlier, but again, those great value adds and what we're able to offer boutique travel advisors and Angie and her team. And really, these are only offered if you book through them. We will not, they are not offered to just a general consumer that's going to book directly with the property, whether it be calling their reservations line or booking through an online system or any of that sort. So it is, again, so valuable to utilize that you're a travel advisor, because they are going to give you some great perks that you would not get if you just booked on your own. The breakfast is such a big one. Obviously, a lot of destinations, several times there is what we call a European plan where breakfast would be included, but it's several, it is more of an a la carte focus, especially, here in the States. That's what a lot of our plans are focused on. So to have breakfast included daily for two people, that's a wonderful amenity. And the $100 amenity is such a great add-on as well. That's typically something that's flexible. It can be utilized as a spa credit or within the food and beverage, or perhaps a transfer. It really varies on the property, but again, working with Angie and her team, our hotels are able to tailor that based on what you are looking for in your travel as well. Okay. A couple of more properties just to keep talking hotels, because that's what we're all about. So these are some local ones. Huntington Hotel in San Francisco, a beautiful iconic property located up on Nob Hill, spectacular views. The Wynn and Encore in Vegas, that is such a popular destination, and incredible spa and golf course. So kind of a full encompass, great for a girls and guys trip, for ladies to spa and the men to golf, or either or. That's actually usually my hardest decision, because I love to golf and I love to spa. So I'm like, I don't want to have to choose. I want to do it both. Condado Vanderbilt is actually located in Puerto Rico. And again, the Caribbean is one of the destinations that we are able to travel to. Each island does have its own protocols in terms of the PC testing and so forth, but it's still an open opportunity for most of the Caribbean to be accessible for U.S. travel. Ojai Valley Inn, this is an absolutely fantastic destination located just outside of between Santa Barbara and Los Angeles in Southern California. As you can see from this picture, they have spectacular mountains tucked in back in a little town that is really fun to just ride your bikes through. Has a beautiful golf course, amazing spa, several pools. They have a fantastic children's program. It's an art studio. So you have the option of, again, kind of going along with the Montage and the Merits program, but you're creating various art pieces that are focused on the local community and local activities and so forth, whether it's a succulent garden or it kind of changes depending on the seasonality as well. So that's one I would definitely suggest right now as a domestic travel also.
Absolutely. And Kathy's mentioning that she loves that property. And we actually have a birthday celebration, a group of couples that are headed to the Condado. And I will say I've been working with Omar at the hotel, and he's been absolutely amazing. He's upgraded everyone to an ocean view. He's given us great recommendations for some off the beaten path restaurants. He's organized, we were struggling a little bit to find availability with catamarans. And I said, Omar, if there's anything you can do, my two tour operators, they are sold out for those dates. Omar, stuck on it and was persistent and found us a cancellation. So we were able to secure a catamaran for a full day. So Again, I mean, we've had some great experiences with many of your properties, and it's so nice to see that we're featuring Condado, because I have some travelers. They're headed there next week, actually.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I look forward to hearing about their stay. It's one on my bucket list I have yet to experience myself. So good. I'm so happy to hear that.
And it's a perfect example of one of those properties. When you think of Puerto Rico, you might not necessarily think of it. It's smaller, it's more boutique, but it's just so private, and the service is incredible. So you're right, like the different properties. And sometimes you mentioned like missing out on a dinner. Sometimes you recognize, wow, I stayed in the wrong location, the wrong hotel. And a lot of that is with a lot of the boutique properties. They're in up and coming areas, and certainly safe, but they might not just be the areas that are on your radar.
Exactly. You very well said. That happens a lot of times. And when you really, location is everything, because a lot of times if you're in the wrong location, you miss out on a lot of the attractions, or certain places that you're supposed to dine or so forth, because it's not within a reachable location. It's too far to drive to, or it's on a different side of town. You just, based on the time of your trip, can really be hindered by that as well. So I think
it can go both ways, Lindsay. You can have that experience where you're looking to be more remote. You want to be 40 minutes from the city, but you want to be close enough to the city in order to do a day trip there. And I would say, like, the Montage Palmetto Bluffs is a perfect example. It's close enough to Savannah, so when you're there, you can still experience Savannah, or we can stay at your partner hotel in Savannah for a night and then move on to the Montage.
Exactly.
So it's really important to know and get your bearings, and to really know, for this trip, do I want that remote experience where I'm staying on property, or do I want a mix of both, where I still want to be remote, but I want to be close enough where I can plan a dinner in town, or a day trip in town. So it is, proximity matters. Kind of has a different context depending on your travel goals for that particular trip.
Absolutely. And I think my personal favorite travel is where I combine both, where I do a little bit of what I call a push, where I have to push myself to navigate maps and locations throughout a destination, and find different corridors and locate, attractions and so forth. And then I also have a portion of the trip where I'm just relaxing, and I'm fully just encompassed at the resort or property, and enjoying all of the services that property has to offer. So you're exactly right. It all depends on the goal of the trip and what they're looking for. 100%. So a couple more examples of our properties. Again, I great to give where you can get these great value adds, as you mentioned. So at six is one of our Nordic hotels, and we have at this time, I want to say around 6 of our 6 Nordic hotels. It actually could be even more than that, because we've added some more this last year. But these are obviously all located within the Scandinavian region, so primarily Sweden and Norway. Beautiful collection of hotels that were a part of our collection. The Stafford in London, a very iconic property located right off the park, easy access to Buckingham Palace, and all of the great attractions you want to enjoy in London. And the Castile Paris, this is actually one that I was fortunate to stay at this December ago, so a year and a half ago. They are so fantastic. They have these 2-floor suites. So you really feel like you're staying in a little Parisian apartment. They're just absolutely quaint and terrific. So as you can see, we have so many different offerings and great properties around the globe, here domestic as well as international. And again, it's all just about your relationship with Angie and Boutique Travel Advisors, and working through her to work with all of our properties and myself. So that's, I think, the most important takeaway here is the value of your relationship with Angie. I've put together just a couple of itineraries to focus on some different areas within the domestic region and some of the properties that we have to offer. We've talked about a lot of these already. The Southern Charm, we have the Sanctuary at Kiawah Island, great combination with Charleston. We have the Dewberry as well as the Hotel Bennett located in Charleston. The Hotel Bennett is part of a Salamander hotels, which we have there are 5 Salamander hotels. Most of them on the East Coast within Florida, Virginia. There is the Half Moon in Jamaica, and then the Hotel Bennett in South Carolina. So beautiful resorts, a lot of similarities, you know, in terms of that full experience, like a Montage property, but they're, again, just a little bit more centralized location in the southern region. We talked a lot about the Florida and the Hawks Cay. So just to give you, again, idea of what is located there. This one is what we call picture like a wide open spaces, because that's obviously a lot of what people are looking for, a lot of mountains and places to enjoy, a lot more nature and so forth. So we've got a great collection throughout Colorado. The Sebastian Vale is one of them. We have the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. We have a couple more. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on them on the top of my head, but a lot of great options in California. Brush Creek, this is a full service luxury ranch that, again, is fantastic for those who are multi-generational, celebrating something really big of a family reunion or celebration, because it has something for everybody. And it really is, I think, a great place to go and be with each other but be able to also have your own experiences and do your own individual activities. Sundance Resort is located just outside of Salt Lake City. So that is a great option if you, again, wanted to add on more of a city and a, you know, more remote location. And then Edgewood Tahoe, just located in South Lake Tahoe up in the California, Nevada region. Angie,
Edgewood is one of those year-round properties as well. Great for ski in the winter, great for hiking and boating and spending time on the lake for the summer months. We've had so many happy travelers that have experienced Edgewood.
Yes, it is a very, very popular resort. It has a fantastic golf course. That's actually how the resort started, was with their golf course. And then they added the resort about 3 years ago. So great location right at the base of Heavenly Mountain. So exactly as you mentioned, both great for summer and winter.
And I want to touch on the Brush Creek for a second, because last year it was kind of a new concept for a lot of people, the ranch experience, and recognizing, you know, we had clients who were looking for something that truly allowed them to be outdoors and social distance. And we had some amazing experiences curated for families. And some of them, when we first mentioned that this was a dude ranch type experience, they thought they would be sleeping in tents. And I said, no, this is luxury. And the activities, it's really just to let people know that these ranch type experiences, it's like having a private national park. The activities are on site, from archery to horseback riding to boating to really anything you can think of. They can create these different types of experience for you: Jeep tours and 4x4 rides. And certainly you're close to other national parks that you can leave property. But just to make it clear, there's so much to do on property. A lot of ways to really incorporate some connectivity for families. And then the food is all inclusive. So great experience. And they have different types of room configurations depending on whether you're traveling as a couple, small family, or a multi-gen. You can, you know, rent a larger cabin to accommodate everyone.
Absolutely, all of the above. And again, a great winter as well as summer destination, just based on what you're looking for at that time. But Brush Creek actually has its own little ski mountain. So again, if you're looking for those winter activities, they offer that, whereas they also offer the summer in terms of the horseback riding and whitewater rafting and so forth. So Here we just kind of touched on some of the soak in the sun. So we chatted already about the Wynn in Las Vegas and Encore as that continues to open up more and more. Dolphin Bay Resort and Spa. This is honestly, I feel like, a little hidden secret that a lot of people are not familiar with. As you can see, it has exceptional coastal line views. It sits right up on the ledge. It's located between just north of Los Angeles and right outside Santa Barbara. So right in between those two cities, on the location of Pismo Beach. There is an actual access to the beach. You can take a stairway down. So you have the beach access if you wanted to walk the beach or, play in the water a little bit and have the kids build sand castles and so forth. But these views are amazing. And it is an all residence collection because each unit is a condo style that's going to have your own full service kitchen, laundry room, dining table, living area with a sofa sleeper pullout, as well as you have the option of 1 or 2 bedrooms. So a great option again for the families, or even if it's a couple looking to work from anywhere, that has become a very popular concept now as well. But each of them have these amazing balconies that look out to the ocean, as you can see. And I can attest that you really can see dolphins jumping and swimming through the ocean. I thought, oh, it's just named that. I don't know. And we were sitting out there having a glass of wine. I looked up, oh my gosh, there's some dolphins. It was pretty special. And, within a short distance, you've got wine tasting. You have the university there. I'm forgetting right now. I have it on the tip of my tongue, but it's really close to a major university. And so again, some great attractions and so forth to get to as well. San Luis Obispo. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Talking the world here. There's always hard to remember, put my head wrapped around everything. Arizona, your backyard for many of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of great options. The Wigwam, I think, has another kind of hidden secret that is always thought about, but located in, I think, Western Phoenix, if I'm saying correctly. Beautiful little property that sits on a couple different golf courses, very historic charm to it, and so a great escape as well. And then also Mountain Shadows, which is right in your backyard. Another great property, and probably the nicest par 3 golf course I have ever played in my life. So a great, little staycation getaway for you if you're located in the actual Arizona area.
We made it a staycation over I guess maybe it was in October. I think it was in October. I can't even remember. The months are just kind of a blur right now. But the Mountain Shadows, I'll also add that it's in a great location. It's just proximity, 5 minutes one direction, you're in Phoenix, 5 minutes or less, you're, on Scottsdale Road. And what I also like about Mountain Shadows, like you said, I mean, the golf course is great because it can accommodate all levels of golf, even the rookie golfer, because it is a par 3 golf course and it's beautiful, tucked away in the mountains. And the fact that they can accommodate large parties as well with the villas. It's a great place for our travelers. We do curate a lot of trips to Arizona for our out of town travelers, but it's also a great, staycation when you just need a break out of the house. And I think a lot of us are craving that right now. So to our Arizona travelers, do keep us in mind for quick getaways, staycations, because we can certainly package some great amenities for you for your stay.
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to these two, another wonderful one in Arizona would be the Sanctuary at Camelback, which is a legend property. They have an amazing villa collection and have added some new villas in this last couple of years they've built, and one of the most amazing spas I have ever experienced in my entire life. So again, if you're just looking for a little staycation with your girls, I'm sure many of us we have spent a lot of times with our significant others, so little girls get away to enjoy a night or two away from the kiddos from like I say, our significant others is sometimes very needed. And then last but not least, this is just a couple more of our California properties. Again, some great ways for you to get in and experience. And most of them, even if you are located in the Arizona region, drivable for you. So the Fess Parker Wine Country Inn, also a little hidden gem. In fact, a great combination would be adding Dolphin Bay and Fess Parker, where you have the ocean at Dolphin Bay, and you have Fess Parker, which is more inland, right in the wine region of Southern California in the Los Olivos. It's Fess Parker. It is after the Parker family. They have their own winery as well. And this is after Davy Crockett, you know, the actor Davy Crockett. This is his family legacy. So fun heritage there. Hotel Californian in Santa Barbara, fantastic location in the what they call oh my goodness, I'm losing my words here, but the little region that's right in the end of the State Boulevard, as well as the ocean there. And then we have Shutters on the Beach, we already mentioned, and Balboa Bay Resort in Newport Beach, which is in the, Orange County region. So another great property to enjoy some of the water there. You can take a little Duffy boat out, and they allow you just to take them yourself and bring a bottle of wine, some snacks, and just cruise around in the Newport Beach there. Okay, well, I think that's kind of it on the highlights of our hotels. I will just touch briefly here on the I Prefer Hotel Rewards program. This is our loyalty program. And what's great about it is that you can sign up for this. Angie can sign you up for it as well. You don't even need to sign it up for yourself. But while you're getting all those great value adds that we talked about earlier, breakfast and $100 credit and so forth, you can also be accumulating points through our I Prefer Rewards program. And once it comes time for you to redeem those points, you can still book everything through Angie, and she will still get you all those great value adds and so forth. But when you get to the property, you can actually redeem your certificate and be able to get all of the great rewards back in whatever you're looking for, whether you want to apply those towards your room rate, you want to apply them towards a spa or food and beverage. So it's a great program for you to get signed up for, and again, be able to add up some great points and then take more wonderful vacations for all of our preferred hotels. And that is, I think, everything I have to showcase in regards to preferred.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lindsay. I mean, I would love to have you come back and we can feature different properties of different regions again. And for those of you who are watching, hopefully we inspired you and shared some great properties truly around the world. So thanks again for joining us. And Lindsay, it was good to see you.
Thank you so much, Angie. It was a pleasure to be part of this and to share travel. As I said from the very beginning, our ideology is that we believe in travel. So I wanted to just end with this slide that really showcases everything that we encompass within Preferred Hotels and Resorts. We believe in the culture of the travel, the joy, romance, inspiration of travel. It's so important, and how much you feel enriched after you do travel. So more to come. We are actually debuting a brand new brand within Preferred Hotel Group called Beyond Green, and it is all focused on sustainable travel. So I would love to come back and share more highlights of this new brand that we are going to be debuting at the end of this month of March, that will focus on a whole new portfolio of hotels worldwide that really focuses on, again, as I mentioned, on sustainable travel, not only in terms of the environment, but diversity, giving back to the community, and so forth. So we are so excited to really be focusing on this important aspect of our lives, and certainly how it relates to travel and what we do and when we do travel, and what we can give back while we are out exploring.
I love it. And you're right. Having that as a separate brand is just going to create opportunities for those greener properties to create a concept throughout all your brands. There's so many ways, innovative ways to create sustainability. And we continue to see more inventive ways, from, using less plastics at properties and encouraging guests to use recyclable water bottles or reusable water bottles. So I think that's a great addition to your brand. So I'm looking forward to having you back on board to share more of it as it launches.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again. We love working with boutique travel advisors, and I hope all of you take advantage of all of the wonderful services that they're able to offer you, your family members, your friends, and everyone else.
Thanks again. Have a good Tuesday, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Take care.